Guy's back. Happy New Year. Are you ready for some Drama Club online fun? I hope you are. So starting like always, we're going to do a tongue twister. And this tongue twister goes like this. 12 twins. 12 twigs. Whew. 12 twins. 12 twigs. Oh, that's hard. Crumbs. What a start. Okay. Now I've got some games that I want you to try and play at home with somebody or even on your own just because it's bonkers. So it's as simple as counting to 3. So we're going to have a go between ourselves. You could play this with your adult or a friend or even when you get into school at break time. So we're only going to count up to the number 3. So if I said 1, you would have to say number... And then I would say number 3. And then it starts all over again. You would say, I would say 2. You would say 1, 3, 2, and so on and so on. Now you can practice that until you've got it really slick. Next part is we're going to replace the 1 with a clap. So if I start, 3. You, 2, 3, 2. It takes some practice, but it's really worth it. Now, for number 2, instead of saying number 2, we're going to wiggle our bottoms. All right? So here we go. 3. 3. Now we're going to do the final one. And the final one is to jump on 3 instead of count 3. So it goes... And you keep on doing that until it sort of makes sense. And my question is, did you find the counting easier or do you find doing the actions and the clapping easier? Different things for different people. It's a really good experiment. Also, I want to do with you is a poem. And this poem is all about leaves. Sorry, dropped it on the floor. So I'm going to ask you to listen to the poem and then we're going to act it out together. And then I'm going to give you a bit more of a few ideas that I want you to play with. So, the leaves. The leaves had a wonderful frolic. They danced to the wind's loud song. They whirled and they floated and scampered. They circled and flew along. The moon saw the little leaves dancing. Each looked like a small brown bird. The man in the moon smiled and listened, and this is the song that he heard. The north wind is calling, and we must whirl round and around. And then when our dancing is ended, we'll make a warm quilt for the ground. It's a nice poem all about leaves falling. And some of them are still being blown around in this strong wind at the moment. Now then, we're going to pretend that our hands are the leaves for this first part. So, the leaves had a wonderful frolic. Now, frolic is a bit like dancing or moving or having lots of fun whilst moving. Okay, so our hands are going to be the leaves and they're going to frolic around us. So, the leaves had a wonderful frolic. And then we're going to change to just one hand. They danced to the wind's loud song. And then we're going to go to 2 hands. They whirled and they floated and they scampered, zoom, zoom, zoom. And they circled and flew along. So I want you to either just listen to my words and copy my actions or take your hands floating in any direction you like. Let's have one more try of just the first section. The leaves had a wonderful frolic. They danced and to the wind's loud song. They whirled and they floated and they scampered and they circled and they flew along. I want you to think about pretending to be one of the characters in this poem. So I want you to imagine that your whole body is a leaf, dancing and whirling and floating. Or you could imagine you're the character of the moon, watching the leaves and thinking that they look like birds. Or you could be the small brown bird, dancing around like the leaves or amongst the leaves, in and about, up and over and through. Or you could be the north wind, singing its song that the north wind is calling, calling, that we must whirl around and around until your dance is over and you are a quilt on the ground. So, can you create a character? So you're either going to play the person of the leaves, the person of the moon, the person who's a bird, or a person that's playing the north wind. How do you think your character speaks? Would it have a high voice? Would it have a low voice? Would it move slowly or quickly? Would it be light or would it be heavy? Let's have a think. Let's not be the leaves. Let's be the moon. So if you were the moon, I'm going to be a full moon, not a crescent moon. And I'm enjoying watching the leaves whirl around and around. Do you think the moon has a soft voice? Or do you think he has a high voice? Maybe somewhere in the middle. Look, I can see the leaves dancing and prancing and whirling. But as he moves, does he move slowly, looking from left to right, to left to right? Or does he move really quickly? I think I'm going to go for slow. Look at all the leaves floating and dancing and whirling and twirling. If I were to take that into some movement, how would I walk around the room playing the moon? And if you've decided that you don't like being the moon and you prefer to change and be the little brown bird, well, give the little brown bird a try. Now, I've got one more game that I want to tell you about. And for this, you'll either need a ball, this I found in the PE cupboard, or maybe you've got something soft and small that you can do. And so all you have to do is you have to think about all your friends or all your family, and every time you catch the ball, you have to say one of their names. So my sister's called Sarah, so I could go Mum, Dad, Sarah, me, and you keep on going through all the names you can think of. If you drop the ball or the ring or the cushion or whatever it is that you're playing with, start again from the beginning. But also, it's a really good way to make your brain think about things. So whilst you're concentrating on the ball, you might imagine the last time you played with your brother or your sister. You might imagine maybe that your mum or your dad made you a delicious dinner, and that somehow springs into your mind. And if it does, go and tell them. It's just a really nice way to get your brain working, but also surprise yourself with a bit of imagination as well. So that's our drama club for this week. I hope you had fun. Let's just recap. We did a tongue twister. We played 1, 2, 3. We did a poem. And we played catch and remember the names. Take care for now.